how good this C63 Coupe is. Today's RBR video is sponsored by Audible. Thanks, Dr. Strange. Catch up with you later. Guys, welcome back to RBR. I've just come out of Madrid where we're testing the brand new A45S, CLA 45S. I got a call from MB World to say that my GT4 door has finally arrived. So I got Dr. Strange to help me get here quicker. Now this is a big day for me. I've been waiting so long for this car. There's been a lot of delays, as there always is with new cars these days, but it's finally here. I almost resulted to using time travel, but I didn't have to. I really want to show you this car. It's really important to me, and then we're going to discuss the lead up to it, how it's manufactured, and so much more. So here it is. So there she is, my brand new AMG GT63S four-door coupe. Longest name that AMG have probably had on any car, but it's worth it because this is one of the best cars that they've ever made. But to really go through it, I want to show you all the different spec options you can get on this car, why I chose this in particular, say over the Edition 1 and all the other stuff you can get, and then the interior and the exterior, just how similar they are to the two-door. So I'm going to jump in, we're going to get back home, back to RBR HQ, and really show you what the four-door is all about. Oh guys, that is much better. I'll tell you what, 38 degrees heat wave, standing in the middle of a skid pan with the sun beating down on you, not the best place to unveil a car. But I did it because of that lovely MB World building and the fact that the GTR was unveiled there as well. But anyway, let's have a look at my car here. Now this car has had quite the journey from its production till now. It feels like it's been ages since I've ordered it. A lot of new cars getting delayed, but I'm so glad it's here now. And I'm so glad I waited to get the exact spec I wanted. Now that the way that the GT4 doors are built, they're built in the exact same factory as the S-Class, E-Class and the AMG GT two-door, and that's in Sindelfingen. So the car begins life over there, the chassis is built there by robots, all the marriage is done, and then a lot of the car is even built by hand. And apart from that, of course, the engine comes from the AMG HQ in Falterbach, where it's built by one man or one woman, you can see as being built here. And then it comes into Sindelfingen and is married to the car itself before it rolls off the line. Now, of course, the SLS and the AMG GT also made there, and it's good that we mentioned that because this saloon car is the first car AMG have made from the ground up which has had more than 2 seats. Now some of you are thinking, wait, there's C63, CLS, E63, but all of those were based on the Mercedes-Benz. This is not. This is more like the SLS AMG, which was built from the ground up by AMG with no base Mercedes-Benz model. Or like the AMG GT, its two-door cousin, again built from the ground up, from parts from the SLS, with no Mercedes-Benz base model. Similarly, this AMG GT4 door is loosely based on the E63 wagon platform, but heavily modified, and there's no Mercedes base model. There's only the AMG saloon that we have here. Now this one is going to look quite extreme to you compared to the one that you saw us do the first drive-in back earlier this year in Aberdeen. And let's remind you what that car looked like. It was very plain in comparison. It had just the smaller wheels, no aerodynamic package, and nothing really to set it apart as really a GT car. So the reason I wanted to spec mine as something completely my own is to accentuate the GT elements as much as possible, make it look like the two-door as much as possible, especially now that the two-door has those lovely features like the different light graphic in here, just like the four-door, and generally you get matching colors like Magna Brilliant Blue available as well. Everything linking together nicely, and you'll see inside later how similar they are as well. So let's go over my spec, what I did differently. First, of course, I had to have the aerodynamic package because it adds so much to the GT. So that gives you different aero design here on the front over the air intakes. We've also got a nice lip that goes around the front. It makes the front look wider and more aggressive from any angle that you look at it. but things get a lot more exciting at the rear where you get the fixed rear wing. Again, reminding you of GTS, AMG GTR. You get the little black flicks like you'd get in the C63 edition one as well, and a much more aggressive rear diffuser covering those lovely 100mm pipes as well. Now in the UK, unfortunately, we cannot get night package. I'm okay with that for the most part because I really wanted the silver tips around those pipes, as I said. But the rest of it, if you don't want night package and you want to get rid of the chrome surround over here like this, you can't do it. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to go to Rock Studio, get my windows changed to black, maybe some other elements to make it more like the night package version. A real shame that on such a premium car, you can't get that in the UK. Similarly, if we go to wheels, I would have chosen, if I had the option, the AMG Performance wheels off the GTR, which are these. Again, links to GT family perfectly, not available in the UK. These are still amazing. They still look really good. I love the multi-spokes. They're probably the biggest looking in terms of pure size. Another one that I'm glad that we don't get are the monoblocks. They just look weird. They don't really pay homage that well to the original monoblocks. I think the performance wheels do that better because they're kind of more inset. But hey, it would be nice to give people the option. I'd still like to see them on the road, even if it wasn't my car. As of June this year, you can also option, along with a sunroof, you can get panoramic roof on the car, you can get a carbon fiber roof. I didn't have the option of that. I didn't want the sunroof, so I've just gone plain. I appreciate kind of the simplicity of that design, but overall, I'm absolutely loving how this really does look like an AMG GT with just 4 doors. I love the width of the car. I love the Magno Brilliant Blue launch color paint that I've gone for because it really accentuates all of the curves of the GT 4-door in the right way, especially like the bonnet bulges here look absolutely fantastic. Yes, this is a real car. It's not VFX. I promise you it's here. Look, I'm sitting on it. You don't believe me, do you? You'll believe me later, at some point. No, you won't. Okay, I'm very pleased with it. You're going to see the full review of this car later on this month. But today, what we're going to do, we're going to go over the rest of the spec inside and my little traditional settings that I do in the car and the stuff I put in the car. Then we're going to listen to the sound of the car, which is very exciting. And then we're going to head back to Mercedes-Benz World and use their GT 4-door on the track and show you what basic AMG training is like, which you get free when you buy a new AMG in the UK. So guys, inside my AMG GT 4-door, you can see I've gone for a very kind of classic racing spec with saddle brown, black leather, carbon dynamic, etc. And this links very directly to the first AMG GT S I had. I'll show you that now. That had the same kind of interior. Again, I really wanted to accentuate the fact that this is an AMG GT, but with 4 doors. Nothing does that more than the center console here. You can see exactly like you have in the facelift 2-door of the AMG GT with the digital screens here, something that's very unique to the GT in the car world at the moment. But I love that. I love the fact that we've got the GT gear stalk here rather than the column shifter here. Spec-wise, again, I've gone for the full dynamical wheel. We've got the driving unit bits here as well. And I went for the gloss carbon fiber again, really wanting to accentuate that GT side of things. Now, if you've seen the 2-door GT, you'll notice you've got the 4 vents here, just like you have there. You've got a vent on each side here, the center console, the same Super Sport display, everything really linking really nicely now. Even though this front dash is very E63, it still links even more, I think, to the 2-door GT, which is great. I went for the standard seats because I wanted driving assistance package, which is the whole self-driving, lane turning, etc. That's much more important to me because I'm going to be doing miles in this, planning to have this car for a number of years. But these seats still look very similar to the performance seats, and they get a bonus. You get this nice AMG lettering inside aluminium here and the AMG Affalterbach crest on the headrest, which I love. You don't get that in the other seats. Also didn't go for piano black trim because I hate it. All of this can get scratched up so easily, and it's happened in all my GTs. So I went for the nice chrome trim like I had in my GTS, much easier to manage, and to me, looks more GT as well. Now, I want to show you the little things that I add in the car. It's kind of become tradition. I have a bag here. Kundensenter Sindelfinger, lovely. So, important is cleaning. So we've got microfiber cloth here, brand new one, that'll go there. We have got small USB port that can go inside here, and what that allows you to do is activate Apple CarPlay. So really useful. Tangle teaser for the hair. Yeah, I can see you shaking your head behind the screen already. Leave me alone. Wet wipes. Because I have a 6-day-old baby, and I'm a big baby as well. Tissues, obviously, Iron Man, obviously. What have we got here? Oh, this is quite good. This is not an ad. I just am addicted to Costa coffee. I've got my collapsible Costa coffee cup. That will sit very happily in here. Wonderful. And last but not least, my Alcantara steering wheel cleaning brush. Will keep the steering wheel fresh for life. If you haven't seen our video, it's hilarious on how to keep your Dynamic and Alcantara steering wheels clean. Do look for that on our channel. The other important thing in the GT 4-door is the rear bench. There's 3 different options you get. The executive one, which has got a longer center console with an iPad in it, 2 separate seats, or the 3-seat rear bench. I'm looking for practicality, so I've gone for the 3-seat rear bench. And I think this car is going to hold more value because more people are looking for that. And you still get the look of the individual seats, especially if you go for the exclusive interior like I have here. Now, I want to show you guys what this car sounds like, because it's another thing that links beautifully to the 2-door. It sounds absolutely incredible. But before that, just want to say a huge, huge thank you to all of you who are following us, whether you're subscribing, stalking, or otherwise, for getting us past 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. And a big thank you to Life of Palos' YouTube channel as well. Link in the description below, for giving us shout outs for no other reason than just being an awesome guy. Thank you, man. Now, thanks to all of that, the channel is growing and we want to get you guys more and more videos as possible, more VFX, not just 1 video a week. And to do that, we have decided, rather than going the route of, say, Patreon or other such methods as other channels do, is to link up with partners who we like, brands that we like and products that we like, and bring them to you with discounts and allow those brands to support us to get you guys more videos. And the first of those brands is Audible. Audible is an Amazon company and has the largest selection of audiobooks on the planet, with stories like Ian Fleming's Casino Royale featuring James Bond, Star Wars Thrawn, or even Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. If you don't like an audiobook, you can exchange it for free, but your audiobooks are yours to keep forever, even if you cancel. There's no commitments and you can cancel anytime. As for Amazon Prime members, for a limited time, you can start an Audible membership and save 66% for your first 3 months, a total of $30 off. That's like getting 3 months for the price of 1. You'll pay just $4.95 per month for the first 3 months, and after that, it's just $14.95 per month. This offer is valid till the end of this month, guys, so get on it. To get this deal, visit audible.com/RBR. That's audible.com/RBR, or send RBR to 500 by SMS. I'm currently listening to Sherlock Holmes and it's being narrated by Stephen Fry, and it's great if you're going on a road trip or something. It's a great way to pass the time. Perhaps I'll do it on the AMG Road Trip 2019 later this year. But now, guys, let's listen to this car. Back to the review. I want to show you what it sounds like. So let's first do the startup. I'm going to hold the paddle. As you know, on the newer AMGs, when you hold the up or down shift, you get the loud startup that otherwise you do not get. I'm currently in comfort. Let's start the car up. Now, I'm going to shove it into race mode. Yes, I'm running in. It's maybe a little bit naughty. Let's do it anyway. How incredible does this car sound? I can't wait to run it in and do the full review for you guys. Now, guys, we're going to head to Mercedes-Benz World. We're going to do the AMG basic training there and show you what you get for your money and really push their AMG GT 4-door as hard as we can. Right, guys, so we're going to start off on the handling circuit here at MB World. As you can see, the interior of this car not as exciting as mine, which is why I was saying not that interested in just black interiors like in the Edition 1. But the point of the handling circuit here, it's a very small and narrow circuit, but for a car especially like the GT 4-door, really gives you a great idea of just how agile a car can be, or maybe can't be. and it's important to get to know your car, and that's why I really love this narrow little circuit. Now, I put the car in race mode, so we're going to start going around the corners. First thing that you feel on corners like these with the four-door is the rear wheel steer. And the great thing about MB World, because you're consistently braking and accelerating, you get so much of the oral pleasure. Lovely straight here as well. As we said, it's one of the first tracks in the world. In fact, it was the first racing track in the world. A lot of heritage here. Oh, this car is amazing. I've taken almost every AMG on this track. And the four-door, it just shrinks around you. It's so, so good for a car that's nigh on S-Class size. So wide, so big. What a beast. Now, I'm lucky to be going around myself. You guys would do it instead with one of the awesome driving experts here at Mercedes-Benz World. Really, really push the cars to their limit, at least on a little narrow circuit like this. But the point is, here especially compared to, say, doing it at Silverstone or a large GP circuit, you have a lot of fun in an environment that's still safe. You still get loads of the cars, lovely sound, and you learn so much. So the handling circuit is one part, and I love it because of just how accessible it is. And you guys know I've praised MB World for this in the past. Just look at the four-door. I don't know if you guys can see just how good this is. Steel brakes on this one as well, just like mine. Really sharp, good feel. And then the full 635 brake horsepower down the straight. Brake hard. And beautiful turn and really good steering feedback. We'll get to all of that when I drive my car on our usual roads. Now, the handling circuit is great, but you learn a lot more about your car here as well. I want to show you this other area that they have as we come off the handling circuit. Now, if you guys look to my right over there, you will see a dynamic area where you can test emergency brakes on conditions that are like ice. And then we've got one which is much more important that you guys will love, and that is the launch control section. Right guys, so here we have Phil.
Hi.
At MB World, is one of the AMG drivers here, and Phil is going to show us something pretty cool with the safety systems on the GT four-door. And again, this is something that you get in AMG basic training here at MB World, isn't it?
Absolutely. We want the cars to showcase their fundamental stability and safety systems, and how they are always there looking after you in the background.
That's it.
And this is a great place to show that. This is a surface called, it simulates compacted snow. So at 35, even though it feels slow, we've got a lot of momentum behind us.
Yes.
What I'm going to do is to sharp brake, and we are simply going to hit the brakes. This is a full ABS stop.
Gotcha.
Experienced drivers might be able to feel a bit of threshold braking as an improvement, but let's do the basic reaction, which is full brakes.
Okay.
And
any hands on it?
And at that point, hands off the wheel.
Okay. Should we see this in action then?
Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. We think it's slow, but 35 is actually, in terms of city speed, it's
a lot of momentum. So we're going to wait until we get to the wet bit.
Yep.
Full brakes, no hands. And you can see those tiny movements of the wheel.
Still straight though. It's dead straight.
So that shows that in an emergency situation, the car will maintain stability.
Yeah.
And the reason that we take our hands off the wheel actually isn't just to show that the car stays straight, it's to show that actually you don't need to keep the car straight.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Make sense?
Yeah, really
Fabulous.
appreciate it. Thanks. So the other cool thing you get to test then is the launch control. Very easy to do. Just stick the car in Sport Plus, firm foot on the brake with your left foot, and build up the revs. And it's awesome to be able to do that in a car that you've just bought, is just getting to know, and you can do the launch control here safely at MB World. And it's just a hoot to do it again and again and again if you get a good instructor. Well guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that first look at my AMG GT63S and the MB World experience. I've just come back from Madrid, as I said, and it's all rainy now, but we're going to do the full video on this car very soon on our usual roads, all the history of the GT, all the in-depth stuff, and really drive the car hard once it's running. So if you enjoyed the video, please do like, subscribe and share it, and I will see you again soon.